flips though.
Yo.
All right, guys.
Hey, going live. Facebook, YouTube, podcast.
I love it.
All together.
Guys, we're trying to get fancy in this new studio. We've got multiple streams, multiple cameras. This is fun, man.
Kind of cool. Yeah,
this is fun.
This is exciting.
So in our spare time, Dave and I are definitely tech geeks. We like playing with toys.
We sure do.
Yeah. So here we go. So hello YouTube, hello Facebook, and hello podcast listeners. Thank you for joining us today.
That's right.
Dave, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I haven't started the recording on the podcast yet.
Why?
Because I wanted to make sure that our Facebook and our YouTube was working.
Oh, well.
It looks to me like it's going.
It's going, baby.
Let's do it. Ready?
This ain't hard.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, we've already done it.
We got to do it again.
All right, we're doing it again. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. Today, we are live in our YouTube. We're live in Facebook, and we're recording a brand new podcast for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. I'm your host, Mike Slane, joined with co-host
David Dodge. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Welcome to the show today.
All right, Dave, what are we doing today? What are we talking about?
I wanted to talk about running comps and actually pulling this.
Perfect.
And talk about the software that we use to do these things.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you are an agent or not. The software that we use that we're going to highlight today is called PropStream.
Mm-hmm.
It is awesome. I have MLS access, and I go to PropStream first.
He does.
I personally do. I look at both sometimes, but PropStream, it just has all the information all in one place. So I really, really like it. But on top of running comps, I can also find my motivated seller lists on there. And I used to use, what's it called? List Source.
Yeah.
I used to use ListSource.
And they're good.
And they're good.
Yeah.
And I still do sometimes. But since I started using PropStream about, a year ago, 8 months ago, I haven't been going to ListSource. I've been getting it straight from PropStream.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome. They have all types of motivated seller lists. So you guys aren't going to be able to see our screen because this is a podcast.
That's all right. We're going to keep it in the audio.
We're going to keep it in the audio realm
as
today.
best we can.
That's right. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about PropStream, why we use it, how awesome it is, and if you guys want to do a 14-day free trial, we have a link for you that will give you guys a 14-day free trial.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's drop that link.
It is dpipodcast.com/comps.
All right.
And that's our new website, by the way. This is the first time that I've told anybody about the new website. It's not 100% done yet, but hopefully in the next 2 days, it'll be going. But this particular site's up, dpipodcast.com/comps. Go there, and you guys can get a 14-day free trial, and you can check it out for yourself. You can download, I think it's up to 10,000 leads a month, and you get unlimited nationwide MLS comps.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty cool.
Before we dive into that, let's talk real briefly about why is it so important to have decent comps, or why is it important to get comp access?
So important.
Why can't you just do the Zillow hack, which I kind of call it, which is going and finding the recently solds from Zillow?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is this better, Dave? Why do you want good, accurate comps? And how does PropStream?
Well, you want good, accurate comps for multiple reasons. But the main reason is when you are in the wholesale business, which is the business that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
should have worn one. When you're in the wholesale business, all things start and end with an ARV. You have to have an ARV in order to calculate an MAO, right? You have to know what the end number is in mind. So you have to be able to determine an ARV, which you do by running comps. It's so incredibly simple. So you want to make sure that you have good comps, so you have a good ARV, because if your ARV is wrong, everything else in the MAO equation is going to be wrong.
Well put, Dave. So this is basically your after repair value, your ARV, running comps. It basically is the linchpin to all the decisions you make about a property. And as a real estate investor, as a rehabber, you're going to find that ARV, you're going to work backwards, figure out your repairs, and then figure out your profit, all that stuff. As a landlord, you're going to figure out how much this property is worth, how much it rents for, is that going to cover my note? And as a wholesaler, you need to be able to do both of those things for your different buyers. So you have to know what your ARV is. It's very, very important.
It's very important. And that's what we do whenever we're in the field is we look at the ARV first. And then we multiply it by 60, 70, 80%. We call that our discount rate. And then we stick out our repairs, and that gives us our MAO. And we know what we do with the MAO.
We offer exactly that off the bat.
No.
Oh, that's right. We offer less than the maximum allowable
That's right.
offer.
That is the maximum. That's right, guys. So when it comes to running comps, I choose PropStream. I actually choose it over the MLS. It pulls the MLS data in, and it is just so easy to use. So, Mike, we have 65 rentals. Give me a rental property.
Rental property, let's do...
Give me an address.
290 El Dorado.
290 El Dor.
Let's do a different one. Let's do...
Doesn't
let's
matter.
do one we just put under contract. 9657 Muriel. No, it's 9567. Is that what I said?
9567.
Muriel.
I'm not gonna be able to spell that.
Muriel.
Muriel. That's in Breckenridge Hills, Missouri.
Correct.
That's in our backyard. So the cool thing about PropStream is not only is it going to give you an estimated value of the property, it's going to tell you if it's on market or off market. It's going to give you an idea if it's distressed. It's going to tell you if it's owned by an individual or entity. And it's also going to tell you the occupancy. Go ahead.
Before you tell them what number it pulled up, I want to tell the guys what I did. So
Let's hear it.
I looked at this property, analyzed it. It was sent to me by another wholesaler who knew that I like to buy in and around this area, and I ran comps on it. And I said, geez, it's only a 2-bedroom. It's a 1-bath, but it's got a decent amount of square footage. It looks like it had an addition on the back at one point. And I said, I can probably convert that to 3-bed. I got up there and I was a little disappointed. It was a slab. And I said, oh, shoot, that's going to kill my ARV. I came back and I really dug into comps. And
you didn't even use it when you were looking. You looked at the MLS. Now,
MLS.
Mike's a broker, if you're unaware. So, he's all MLS. I'm not an agent or broker. But
it's true, and
I'm convincing him to get over to.
And that's a really good point to make, is that I am in that system more often, which is why I use it more probably.
Of course, absolutely.
Just because I have to be in that system more. Long story short, I ran comps. I tried to find similar slabs, 3-1s, all this stuff. I came up with the ARV. Dave, you can probably pull up a text message or something that we sent to you. I said it's probably worth about $70,000 when it's all said and done. Actually, I know it. That's actually what I typed up and sent to our closing coordinator this morning. I said this property is worth $70,000. That's a relatively conservative ARV.
Okay.
After it's fixed up. So, Dave, spoiler. Let's see what PropStream says this property is worth.
Okay, PropStream says it's worth $73,164. What did you have as an ARV?
I said 70,000.
Boom.
Right, ballpark number. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
I love that we just pulled a random property out of the hat too.
What's amazing too? Exactly. I didn't pull it in PropStream ahead of time.
Nope.
What's amazing is this allows you, if you're talking on the phone with a seller, pull up a property really quickly and have a 75, 80% confidence that you've got a decent ballpark number in mind right off the bat.
I love it.
Really cool. This is super powerful when you're negotiating with sellers.
Yeah. So again, it's going to tell you an estimated value. It's going to give you a status if it's on market, off market. It's going to tell you if it's distressed. It's going to tell you if it's individually owned or entity owned. It'll tell you the occupancy of the property. And then, of course, it has comps. Now, you can't see my screen, so I'm going to do my best to describe some of these features. One of the things I really like is the cost per foot. It does the cost per foot, and it averages that for your neighborhood. Now, if you click on the details tab, this is my favorite part, because what it does is it gives you the property details, who owns the property, building information. It even gives you tax data.
I was going to say, this reminds me a lot of the tax data.
It does.
It looks very similar to if you went in and pulled
like realistic tax is with the St. Louis version of it. Everyone's is going to be probably a little different. Comparables and nearby listings. So we saw on the first screen that it had it, but this really breaks it down even more, and you can sort by bed, bath, square footage, property type, subdivision, distance, so on and so forth. What I really like about PropStream, Mike, one of my favorite features, is the mortgage and transaction history, because what it does is it allows me to see when the last owner had a mortgage on it. and then it estimates what their mortgage should be, assuming that they just made regular payments like people typically
awesome.
do.
Yeah, I didn't.
So
I didn't
in
know it had
this
that.
scenario, on this particular property, it looks like the last mortgage date was 2009. And it was for 17,500. So it's awesome. It looks to me like the estimated value was 73, and it went up because last year it was 63. So it's on the up and up. This neighborhood is on the up and up, and that's the truth.
Well, that seems to be the case everywhere around St. Louis. Everything's going up. Just it feels that way. Prices are going up, which is not a bad thing.
That's right.
Again, it's very good for your portfolios, and if you're a seller, prices seem to be going up. So
another cool tool that it has is the analysis tool. So you can actually put in your purchase amount. You can put in an estimated mortgage. You can put in income or expenses on the property that you may have in your rehab or whatnot. And then you can actually put in, what you expect to sell it for. And then it'll actually give you an analysis. It'll do a rental analysis. It'll do a complete analysis. It'll do an expense analysis. It'll do a tax analysis. It'll do a property analysis. I mean, it is truly the one-stop shop to analyze your properties. That's why I love it. I use it all day, every day. I'm in here probably at least an hour, maybe 2 hours every day. So again, running my comps.
We're talking about a software program that runs comps for you guys. Go to dpipodcast.com/comps, and you'll be able to get access to this.
That's right.
What I was doing earlier today, who sold me the Muriel property was actually, Dave, you may remember the name Casey Adams. I'm going to throw a shout out here. Casey, I don't know if you listen to our podcast or not. She spoke to us about learning to wholesale a while back. She was in.
And I can't speak. And she wholesaled us a deal? Mm-hmm. How awesome is that?
We kind of taught her a little bit.
Did you take our free course?
So
cool. Maybe she learned.
I know. I think she did.
That would be awesome.
Well, what's funny is I was looking at her contact card in my phone.
Okay.
I spoke to her back in 2015. She was one of my seller leads.
Oh, way. So she went from motivated seller to wholesale.
She's an investor, dude. She's come a super long way.
That's cool.
Really, really neat to see her.
Shout out to Casey.
Yeah, really, really,
very
really
cool.
impressive.
That's all the props.
And they're double closing it, so I'm sure they're probably making $8,000 on it.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
Exactly.
We're getting a great price.
Exactly.
We're going to rehab it. We'll either keep it as a rental or we will sell it turnkey and make 25, 30 grand.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a good
deal. No. It's going to be win-win all around.
All around.
The reason I bring that up is if I was doing this all over, so back in about 2014 or so when I started, if I had access to this software, I don't even know if I would have been a licensed agent or gone the broker path. Just because this is...
Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, you hate listing properties.
I don't list properties ever.
So,
I never do retail stuff. I am a broker and I love clients, but I don't.
That's right.
I don't necessarily care for the retail side of it. I really don't.
Yep.
I do it because, again, it was part of the business. It's part of what we've done. I hold all of our licenses, stuff like that. But it's one of those things where I don't know that I would have gone down this path had this been available 5-6 years ago when we were really getting started. That's how powerful I think the software is.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So that's comps. All right. I want to talk now about pulling lists because that's the cool thing. It does both. So you can see at the top here, you guys can't see, Mike can, but I'm going to explain what I'm looking at. You can pull MLS data. You can pull pre-foreclosures. Now you can search by drawing on the map, which I actually like to do the most, just draw on the areas of the neighborhoods that I want, or I can type in zip codes, cities, counties, whatever I want. I can pull pre-foreclosures. I can pull auctions. I can pull foreclosures. I can even pull cash buyers, which is super cool if you are new and you want to build your buyers list, or if you just want to build your buyers list. I can pull liens. My personal favorite is vacants. We do a ton of deals from our vacants, and then high equity. So those are actually all just quick lists that you can generate after you type in an address, a city or a county or a zip code or whatnot. Very cool. Now they also have a features option where you can then go in and filter that list down even more. So you can do owner occupied. You can do the occupancy status of occupancy vacant or any, which is different than the owner occupied status, because that would mean that they live there or that they don't live there. And then, of course, you can break down the characteristics of the property. If you're only looking for 2 bedrooms and above, you can sort out all those 1 bedrooms. If you don't like houses that are under 650 square feet, you can sort those all out. You can take properties off the list that may be listed on the MLS. Again, you can go in and you can sort pre-foreclosures by recording dates or even auction date or bids. I can do it there is I can specify that I want to search for property owners that have owned the property for 7, 10, maybe even 15 years at a minimum. We do that a lot when we're dealing with the high equity properties or the absentee owned. I'll also add that in there. I want properties that have been owned for a very long time because the odds of them being tire landlords is going to be increased. Next, we have lien and bankruptcy as well as divorce information. So if I wanted to just pull a list of divorces, I could go and I could type in one zip code and find anybody that has had a divorce in that area recently and get that list. Very, very, very cool. Valuation equity, also very, very powerful. Whenever I'm doing my high equities, I usually shoot for a minimum of 30% equity. Sometimes I'll go as high as 35 or even 40%. It depends on how big my list is and if I'm trying to narrow it down. So not only can you do the equity percent, but you can do the equity amount, which is also very cool because if you have a property that doesn't have a ton of equity, but it may still have 40 grand, let's say that it only has 5% equity, but that's still 40 grand. Let's say you're dealing with bigger, nicer homes. You can search that way, Mike. It's very, very, very cool. Last but not least is mortgages. And if you want to search for properties that have open mortgages, you can search first lien, you can search loan to value. So really what I'm trying to get at is that any and every way that you could search for motivated sellers, you can do it in PropStream. And that's why I love it so much. So before I was introduced to PropStream, I was using the MLS via somebody else's login, or I would get an assistance license to where I could access it. But then I'm still going elsewhere to pull my lists. I was using List Source and Listability. I've eliminated all of that, and I'm just in PropStream now. They also just released skip tracing, which is really, really cool. Now, we have a couple other skip tracing providers that we use. So I personally have not tried their skip tracing, but that is a new feature as well. So if you don't have another provider, you can do it in there. And I would be willing to bet that their skip tracing is top notch. Just many different lists. You know, I was training the guy this morning on doing some cold calling. We got a cold caller that came in this morning, and we got. And I threw in some of my numbers that I had already skip traced recently into the dialer. And he was asking me, he was like, man, I'm new. I want to get my first deal. And I was like, well, you're lucky because you're in my city and I'll be your best buyer. So every deal you get, bring it to me. If I don't buy it, I'll help you sell it and we'll split it 50-50. He was like, oh, this is fantastic. He is, I don't want to call him an intern, but he's an unpaid cold caller. He's making commission. Yeah, but he's a super nice guy. I'm looking forward to working with him. But what I'm getting at though is he's like, man, you know, what list do you go for? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Get the vacants, get the high equities, get the absentee owned, you know, get the code violation. It does not matter. Just more. The answer is more. Always. More. If you are not doing marketing, do it. And if you're already doing marketing, do more of it.
One of my period. Yeah, I love that attitude. That was one of my biggest things when I started. I started kind of, you know, just dipping my toes in, and then I was like, this doesn't make sense. And everybody's like, if you're gonna do it, you got to take a lot of action. You got to do a lot at once. It's like, okay. I ordered bandit signs, and I ordered literally an entire pallet.
You got a pallet?
I had a pallet delivered to my house.
That's the way to do it.
I didn't know any
better.
If you're
gonna order bandit signs, order a pallet.
I didn't know any better.
Well, the reason why is because if you are married and you have a spouse, they're gonna say, "Get this crap out of my house," and it's gonna force you to get off your ass and get out there and hang the bandit signs.
Yeah, so
totally love it.
Go out there, take massive action, guys. Buy all the lists, again, as many as you can afford.
Well, here's a cool thing about this PropStream is that you get 10,000 downloads, leads a month.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So if you want to do, you know, 2,000 vacants and 2,000 absentees and 3,000 high equities, you still have a couple thousand left to do whatever. And it's actually quite rare that I'll even pull 10,000 in a month. Some months I will.
Guys, we're a pretty big operation. We probably have, Dave, I haven't looked recently. We have like a couple 100,000, maybe 100,000 or so seller leads in our database.
5,600.
Well, that's actual leads that came in. I'm talking.
No. That's in the follow-up system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's how many people we're talking to. It's about 5,600. What I meant is total number in there. I think we stopped importing all our lists, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was over 100,000.
Yeah.
Multiple
So we had
hundreds of thousands.
point being, we're a pretty big operation. We've been going for years. It's a couple 100,000. 10,000 a month, if you're just starting out, is a huge number of leads.
Oh, it's a massive amount.
That is a huge number.
Remember, the first mailing I did when I started this 5 years ago was 1,300. That was the first. I thought that was massive.
It was.
And it is. It's still pretty big.
Yeah, you're gonna get leads from that sort of numbers. Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool. Well, guys, check it out. This is a podcast. So if you were watching me on Instagram, if you were on Facebook, if you were on YouTube, you can't see our screens. And we did this on purpose because we're not doing a demo here today. We're just talking about some of the softwares and systems that we use. And today we are focusing on PropStream for 2 reasons. One, you can run comps nationwide, MLS data. And we explained why it is so important to have good comps. Number 2, find your motivated seller list. Download those lists, and you can even skip trace them in here as well. If you are not using it, we highly, 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 highly encourage you guys to use it. Go to DPI Podcast. That's our brand new website, dpipodcast.com/comps. That's COMPS. And you can get a 14-day free trial. We use it daily. You should be using it daily too. Mike, anything you want to end with on that note?
No, I love it, guys. Check it out. We'll put links in the show notes as well.
That's right. Links to come. Thanks for listening. We're signing off. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.